Good evening. Due to popular demand by one person, I'm going to do some more Zen Wisdom Tales from Paul Reps's book, Zen Flesh, Zen Bones. The first one is called Is That So? The Zen master Akuin was praised by his neighbours as one living a pure life. A beautiful Japanese girl whose parents owned a food store lived near him. Suddenly, without any warning, her parents discovered she was with child. This made her parents angry. She would not confess who the man was, but after much harassment, she at last named Hakuin. In great anger, the parents went to the master. Is that so? Was all he would say. After the child was born, it was brought to Hakuin. By this time, he had lost his reputation, which did not trouble him, but he took very good care of the child. He obtained milk from his neighbours and everything else the little one needed. A year later, the girl mother could stand it no longer. She told her parents the truth, that the real father of the child was a young man who worked in the fish market. The mother and father of the girl at once went to Akuin to ask his forgiveness, to apologise at length, and to get the child back again. Akuin was willing. In yielding the child, all he said was, "Is that so?" So he was beyond personality, so whatever came his way, he accepted and did his best with it. He was beyond personality, detachment to the personality, to the ego, to his personal self. The second is obedience. The Master Bankei's talks were attended not only by Zen students, but by persons of all ranks and sects. He never quoted sutras, nor indulged in scholastic dissertations. Instead, his words were spoken directly from his heart to the heart of his listeners. His large audiences angered a priest of the Nichiren sect because the adherents had left him to hear about Zen. The self-centered Nichiren priest came to the temple, determined to debate with Bankei. "Hey, Zen teacher," he called out, "wait a minute. Whoever respects you will obey what you say, but a man like myself does not respect you. Can you make me obey you?" "Come up beside me and I will show you," said Bankei. Proudly, the priest pushed his way through the crowd to the teacher. Bankei smiled. "Come over to my left side." The priest obeyed. "No," said Bankei. "We may talk better if you're on the right side. Step over here." The priest proudly stepped over to the right. "You see," observed Bankei, "you are obeying me, and I think you are a very gentle person. Now sit down and listen." So he's proven a point. Bankei is one of my favourite Zen teachers. He's the one who said that we don't have to become Buddha, we have to remain Buddha. We're already there. We're already Buddha. We're already enlightened. We just have to become aware of it. Buddha, of course, means enlightened. It's another word for enlightened. So, next one, if you love, love openly. 20 monks and one nun, who was named Eshan, were practicing meditation with a certain Zen master. Eshan was very pretty, even though her head was shaved and her dress plain. Several monks secretly fell in love with her. One of them wrote her a love letter, insisting upon a private meeting. Eshan did not reply. The following day, the master gave a lecture to the group, and when it was over, Eshan rose. Addressing the one who had written to her, she said, "If you really love me so much, come and embrace me now." Presumably nobody did, because it was just an infatuation. If it was real love, he would have come up and confessed. So that's another interesting lesson for life. And next one is no loving kindness. There was an old woman in China who had supported a monk for over 20 years. She had built a little hut for him and fed him while he was meditating. Finally, she wondered just what progress he had made in all this time. To find out, she obtained the help of a girl rich in desire. "Go and embrace him," she told her, and then asked him suddenly, "What now?" The girl called upon the monk and without much ado caressed him, asking him what he was going to do about it. An old tree grows on a cold rock in winter, replied the monk somewhat poetically. Nowhere is there any warmth. The girl returned and related what he had said. To think I fed that fellow for 20 years, exclaimed the old woman in anger. He showed no consideration for your need, no disposition to explain your condition. He need not have responded to passion, but at least he should have evidenced some compassion. She at once went to the hut of the monk and burned it down. You see, in Buddhism, you're supposed to develop compassion and love, not become cold and heartless. So although he shouldn't have responded to the woman, he should have showed her some compassion and some love and tried to help her and maybe taught her a little bit about Buddhism or give her some practical advice, but he didn't. He just turned her down in a very cold, hard way. So the next one is trading dialogue for lodging. Provided he makes and wins an argument about Buddhism with those who live there, any wandering monk can remain in a Zen temple. If he is defeated, he has to move on. In a temple in the northern part of Japan, two brother monks were dwelling together. The elder one was learned, but the younger one was stupid and had but one eye. A wandering monk came and asked for lodging, properly challenging them to a debate about the sublime teaching. The elder brother, tired that day from much studying, told the younger one to take his place. Go and request a dialogue in silence, he cautioned. So the young monk and the stranger went to the shrine and sat down. Shortly afterwards, the traveller rose and went into the elder brother and said, Your young brother is a wonderful fellow. He defeated me. Relate the dialogue to me, said the elder one. Well, explained the traveller, first I held up one finger, representing Buddha, the enlightened one, so he held up two fingers, signifying Buddha and his teachings. I held up three fingers, representing Buddha, his teaching, and his followers, living the harmonious life. Then he shook his clenched fist in my face, indicating that all three came from one realization. Thus he won, and so I have no right to remain here. With this, the traveller left. Where is that fellow? Asked the younger one, running into his elder brother. I understand you won the debate. Won nothing. I'm going to beat him up. Tell me the subject of the debate, asked the elder one. Why, the minute he saw me, he held up one finger, insulted me by insinuating that I had only one eye. Since he was a stranger, I thought I would be polite to him, so I held up two fingers, congratulating him that he had two eyes. Then the impolite wretch held up three fingers, suggesting that between us we only have three eyes. So I got mad and started to punch him, but he ran out, and that ended it. So sometimes we can misunderstand a situation. It happens a lot. And that's one of the problems with sometimes with the internet and messages that you send and things that you say can be misunderstood and misinterpreted. Obviously, a lot of it depends on your level of consciousness, your level of understanding. Like when you read a book, a spiritual book, it depends upon your level of understanding whether what you get from that book. There are different levels of comprehending. One teaching said that all the Buddha's sutras are exoteric and esoteric, because if you read it with the lower mind, it becomes exoteric. But if you read it with the heart, spiritual, it becomes esoteric. And you get a completely different meaning from it. The same with theosophy and other spiritual disciplines. So there are some more Zen tales. I hope you enjoyed them, and hopefully in the future I'll do some more. Om Shanti, 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 peace, 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 peace on earth and goodwill to all beings. Thank you all very much.